Hello. The other day, we had a landscape designer round to look at the garden. Oh, my God. He wanted to completely redesign it to a modern aesthetic, digging up the lawn and replacing it all together. My husband said he wants decking, but I thought that was going too far. Joining me tonight, on my right, Liz Kirkham, a civil engineer who has Grade 1 certificates in ballet, piano, drama and ice skating. Molly Kirkham, a senior information governance officer who once swam in a geothermal pool during a snowstorm. And their captain, Zach Tyler, a junior doctor who once walked over 200 miles to attend a football match. United by an enthusiasm for egg chasing, they are the Scrummagers. Zach, I find your team intriguing. Both your previous matches, you scored 1 point in round 1, but then picked up later in the competition. I mean, do you generally need time to warm up? Are you slow starters in the morning?
No, I don't mind getting up a little bit earlier. So, yeah, I really got no excuse.
If you score well in round 1 tonight, I'm going to be worried. You are facing, on my left, Rob Croot, a software developer and avid snooker fan. Emma Croot, a PhD student who has over 20 ex-housemates. And their captain, Liam Croot, a senior research executive who once indirectly caused a fire after being mistaken for a firefighter. All bonded by blood, they are the Croot family. So a second family team, that's nice. Are you a slow starter in the morning, Liam? What's your morning routine?
I am the sort of person that has to set an alarm on the weekend just to make sure I actually do get out of bed. I recently experimented to see, just without an alarm on a Sunday, what time I would wake up, and it was 4 p.m.
I strongly approve. I remember when I didn't have children. Scrummagers, you won the toss, but you've elected to put your opponents in first. Tonight, I'm afraid, one of you lovely teams is going to have to go home. Let's find out who we're playing the quiz. Croot family, please pick a hieroglyph.
2 reads, please.
2 reads. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
I'm not sure who that is.
Who's he? Oh, is he a chaser?
No.
Okay. Next.
Okay. I think we need more clues.
An author.
What do we know about? Anything? All right.
Jeeves and Worcester.
Okay. Next. FC Bournemouth. Hello. Do you know?
Nicknamed the Cherries.
Could they all be nicknamed Cherries?
Get another clue.
Maybe. Go on. Next. New York City, the Big Apple. Maybe they're fruit.
Nickname fruits.
Do they all have fruit-related nicknames?
They all have fruit-related nicknames. What can you tell me about those nicknames?
Well, I know obviously AFC Bournemouth are known as the Cherries?
Correct.
Cherries.
That's right.
And New York City is the Big Apple, but we are not.
That's right. Nobody knows why that is, really. There was a sports columnist who may have been the person who originally coined the phrase, but we don't know why. Do you know PG Woodhouse's nickname over there?
No. No.
Plum. They call him Plum Woodhouse. And Sean White is the snowboarder, the flying tomato. Scrummagers, what would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
Eye of Horus. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
And the next, please.
Kraken. Equine means a horse. Yeah. Kraken is good. Yeah.
I can see it. Next, please.
What are the temples?
Does that ring any bells?
No, just nothing. Yeah, give them.
We'll go for the next one as well, please.
Is it like literal meanings of parts of the body?
They all end in Elm.
They do not all end in Elm. Croot family, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
Crypto exchanges?
That is not the connection. Now, I'm surprised, Molly, I thought you might have known this. What do you think it is?
Are they like literal meanings of parts of the body?
They are, specifically in the brain. They are etymologies of brain parts. Knowing that, would you like to have a go at translating them into Latin or Greek?
So equine sea monster must be hippocampus.
Exactly so.
Little brain is at cerebellum.
That's cerebellum,
Yeah.
quite right. Part of the temples is a mixture of Latin and Greek. That would be temporal lobe.
Okay.
And the first one, under chamber, hypothalamus. Croot family, what would you like?
We'll go with the water.
water. This is the picture question. What connects these images? Here's the first.
Envelope. It's kind of like emails. Yeah, okay. Next. Oh, well, that's another thing that you might see
Symbols
is
used for communication methods, aren't they?
Do you want to gamble on like app icons?
Messaging icons. Yeah.
Symbols used for
What do we want to do?
communication.
Gamble or see another clue?
No, let's gamble. We might go home.
We're going to say they're icons that you see on your phone for apps. So you see like a drawing of an envelope or a phone for email call.
I will take that answer. A thing I particularly would have liked to hear is that it is often instead of the object you're looking at. So these are sort of real-life items that one doesn't tend to use anymore, but they live on in apps.
I was just laughing because I remembered a tweet I saw quite recently from a very young person that found a floppy disk and said, "Why did someone 3D print the save icon?"
Oh, wow. Yes, all ancient things. I don't know if any young people watching will recognise that first one. A letter that you used to be able to put in the post and it would be taken to someone's house by a postman. Scrummagers, what would you like?
Could we have twisted facts, please?
Yes, you could. What is the connection between these musical clues? Here's the first.
Go the next, please. I think that's the editors. Smokers outside. No, it's not. Is it? Next, please.
Mozart.
Sorry?
Maybe a bit of Mozart. I don't know. Is it for the Attic Range?
Next, please.
Patience is a game, and every night I say your name, hoping that you'll answer, 'cause I'm
what we're
going
going for.
insane.
Oh, Paris to Berlin is the name of the song.
Okay. So we're going for capital cities.
They are not capital cities. Croot Family, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
Infernal? Like, what did you say?
I said it's Handel's water music elements.
Elements.
It is not Elements, and it's actually not Handel's water music.
Ah.
That third one was Brandenburg Concertos, which I think is Bach. We also heard Die Meistersinger von Nuremberg, Munich, and the last one, From Paris to Berlin. That's why you said capital cities, and that is by the band Infernal. So quite clever for you to go, you think, well, there's water involved in Infernal, but actually, no, it's just places in Germany. Croot Family, you may have another question. What's it to be?
The lion, please.
Lion. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Don't know.
Bands' names in German?
Oh,
Don't know.
let's go for next. Next. Okay, so that's not German. Next. New Order.
Another band.
Her band. What do we associate them with?
Nothing, I don't know.
All right. Next. Faces.
The faces. New Order of Faces of bands.
Did they all have a song with the same name? What's New Order's
2
best?
seconds.
Replacements.
They will replace their lead singers.
That's it. They are bands without the lead singer. Das Coolies, it's when the super furry animals perform without Griff Rhys, the lead singer. The Heads, the Talking Heads without David Byrne. New Order, that's Joy Division, the remaining members without Ian Curtis. And the Faces, they were the Small Faces, but Steve Marriott left the band. And who was the new lead singer?
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart, and then they are the Faces. Scrummagers, you've got 0 at the moment, so this is where I'd expect you to get 1 point. It's the Horned Viper. Your first clue is coming in now.
Okay. So
Is it the same one?
yeah, it's
So which ones have there been two?
Casino
Casino
Royale,
Royale.
but that's not Casino Royale. Next, please.
It's not Turbine.
They must end in the same. Next, please.
MK, Milton Keynes.
Instruments.
Next, please. It's a symbol of Afghanistan. Oh, okay. I think I've got it. So I think these things are opposite ends of the alphabet.
As always, you will be finishing round 1 with 1 point. That is the correct answer. Please talk me through the clues.
Oh, well, Kabul's country is Afghanistan, Harari's is Zimbabwe. Element 89, aluminium?
It's actinium and zirconium. What might the Bond films be?
A View to a Kill and You Only Live Twice.
Very, very good. Well done. And clue 3, you fell for our little trick. There's Wimbledon, Milton Keynes, but also Aberdeen.
Okay.
Aberdeen and York. That means at the end of round 1 that the Scrummagers have 1 point, the Croot family have 5. Sequences time now. What comes forth in a sequence? Croots, you'll be going first again. What would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. You'll be seeing the first in a series. I want to know what will come forth. Time starts now.
Next.
Next. Okay, what's on that?
Don't know.
Got no idea.
All right. Next.
These are Israeli prime ministers.
So who's the first?
Who's the current prime minister of Israel? Benjamin.
Maybe we should say another clue again. Should we say
No, we
Netanyahu?
can't say next. It's a sequence.
Yeah, exactly. So should we say Netanyahu again?
No.
Yeah?
It's Benjamin.
2 seconds.
Netanyahu.
Not it, I'm afraid. Scrummagers, do you want to have a go?
No, I don't
We were
think
gonna
we
say
know.
yes,
Yeah, that was going to be our guess.
I think you knew they are a sequence of Israeli prime ministers. Next in the sequence, at time of recording, current Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. Scrummagers, what would you like?
Can we have lion, please?
Yes, you can. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
The line which yeah.
It's in capitals.
Yeah.
Next, please.
West to east, north to south.
It's not.
So,
It's
so
not
a word
dingbats.
which goes S and ends in N, going from
Yeah.
Do you want to get the next one to see what it
Yes.
looks like?
Okay, next,
Yeah.
please.
eyebrow backwards. So it's
So we want N at the top.
be soon.
Yeah,
S-O-O.
soon.
Yeah, soon. From
So we'd have the letters N-O-O-S reading from top to bottom.
Would be an acceptable answer. That's right. We've actually got N-U-S. And why?
They are words that have the letters that represent compass points in the positions of those compass points, reading in directions going around the compass. That was a really terrible way of explaining it, wasn't it? You know what I mean.
I've had several practice runs and there's no good way of explaining it. But that is absolutely right. Is words going from west to east,
Yeah.
north to south, east to west, so that's the word eyebrow, but it's going in the other direction. So I want something that's going south to north, and you've gone with soon, and we had sun. Well done. Croot family, what would you like?
Water, please.
Water. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Is it Greenland or
Okay, I'll think about it. Next. Is that Asian languages?
don't
Do you
know.
know what that refers to?
Not
no? It's a sequence.
Next. To orangutans, so I'm thinking Borneo.
Borneo.
Greenland is owned by Denmark. Borneo is sort of split between 3 countries. Is there any split between
2
3 countries?
seconds.
It's a split between 4 countries. Yeah.
Okay. Fourth, say where Santa Claus lives.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Scrummagers, do you want to have a go for a bonus point?
We'll say fourth, home to lemurs.
Fourth, home to lemurs would be a lovely answer. We went with the much worse capital that is Antananarivo. What is this sequence?
So it's the world's largest islands, in order from first to fourth, with an interesting fact about them.
Exactly so. And I think you knew that first one was Greenland. Very well done. Next one, I haven't got a tock to piss in, but that's not swearing because I'm just talking about one of the native languages of New Guinea. Then Borneo, which I think you knew, and we wanted Madagascar. Well done for the bonus. And what would you like for your own question?
Twisted facts, please.
Twisted facts. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
It's got a small letter, yeah. Next, please. So that's the tonic,
got a
isn't
tonic,
it? Yeah.
I think
So is it something tonic?
tonic's made from quinine. I don't know if cinch is an station sequence. Yes, that's true.
To the next one?
Yeah.
Next, please.
What we say?
Oh, they sponsor. They sponsor.
Oh, the sponsors or something.
They sponsor tennis. So who sponsors what?
2 seconds.
Rolex.
Not it, I'm afraid. Croot Family, do you know?
Cadbury's.
Not it. Something equally delicious. Stella Artois. It's sponsors of the Queen's Club Championships. Going backwards towards Stella Artois. So no points there, but you may have a question of your own. What would you like?
We have the Eye of Horus.
Yes, you can. These are going to be picture clues. I'd like you to describe what you would expect the fourth clue to look like. Your time starts now.
A leg. It's a right leg. Next.
4 twigs or roots.
Roots. Leg, roots.
Leg 4 roots.
Okay. Next. 9.
1, 4, 9, 16 something.
Root. Oh, root is like square. 16 something.
2 seconds.
Okay. 16 candles?
Lovely, but not it, I'm afraid. Scrummagers, do you want to have a go?
16 foreheads.
That's not it either. So, it is a sequence of squares. What the images are just something that comes after square. Square leg, square roots. Those are brackets, wall brackets, square brackets. So we want something to come after square. We've gone with dance. 16 lovely pictures of Charles Dance. One question remains for you, Scrummagers. The Horned Viper, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Anyone know that film well?
No, nothing yet.
Next, please.
Heat magazine.
So who was in them? Someone in them?
Yeah, it's a film, both of them.
I don't know the film Heat. Or
No, not particularly well.
No.
Just take the next one.
Yeah.
Next.
Righteous Kill. I can't think.
This is going
It's
to be
an
someone
actual
who's in
film.
them.
Is that-
Maybe go Godfather Part 3. Is there a Part 3?
There is a part 3,
I
yeah.
think that's the best option.
Yeah. 'Cause it's probably going to be someone who's in them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Godfather Part 3.
Not it, I'm afraid. Croot Family, do you know?
Miss Congeniality.
I so wish that was the case. Do you have any idea what the sequence is?
Is it someone who's in these films?
Yes. It's 2 people that are in those films.
Al Pacino?
And,
Marlon Brando? I don't know. Is
no,
he in any of them?
they are the 4 times that Al Pacino has appeared in a film with Robert De Niro.
Oh.
And I'm looking forward to the remake of Miss Congeniality with those people in the roles, but not so far. In The Godfather Part 2, they don't appear in the same scene. They're in different timelines, but they're both in the film. And we're going towards their most recent one, The Irishman.
Yeah.
The Irishman is quite interesting. They deploy innovative ageing technology to make people look older. They use that here. Off camera, I look just like I did in 2008. That means at the end of round 2, the Scrummagers have 4 points, the Croot Family have 5. Time now for the connecting wall, and you'll be going first. Scrummagers, would you like lion or water?
Can we have lion, please?
OK, 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
Mercurio. There's cryptocurrencies, aren't there? There's Bitcoin, Dogecoin.
Ethereum as well.
Yeah. Any others?
I don't know.
Venere or Terra.
Try Terra, yeah.
Terra. Yeah, lovely. So Mercurio, is that a character from Shakespeare, from one of Shakespeare?
No, that's Mercutio.
Oh, sorry, what's
Mercurio
Mercurio?
was something to do with, he starred in a book, movie move on. Think of something else. Linda LaPlante.
Linda LaPlante was the only one I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other
McGovern also.
Linda McGovern, Linda LaPlante, Moffat? Do we know any others?
I think maybe Mercurio might have all written. No, they didn't write books. C-Spark.
Hang on, there's something. I think these are similar to. Yeah, there's
Yes.
a planets, aren't
Well
they?
done.
So, okay,
Yeah.
so who have we got? We got McGovern. I think it's Steph McGovern.
Steph McGovern, she's the
just
TV
breakfast.
presenter.
Is
Yeah.
there any other breakfast presenters? Ceasefire. So we got backfire, ceasefire,
Ceasefire, crossfire.
So
and
counterfire.
Bonfire.
Bonfire, I reckon it'll be that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
who are
so the other ones are presenters. Stephen Moffat, Stephanie McGovern.
Stephen Moffat. Stephen Moffat,
Linda
was he a
LaPlante.
Doctor Who writer, Moffat?
Yeah.
Are they all television writers
Television
then? I don't know about the
writers.
counter.
No, I'm not sure. Should I try Bon? Okay.
It's not
try
that, so it must be
counter
counter.
Okay.
Right, so one of the others is the writer. So
McGovern.
counter
Moffat, LaPlante. So one of the others is a
is the
writer.
writer.
Can we try Cross? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cross sounds like it'd be a writer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Solved the wall. Very well done. And what about the connections? Tell me about the first group starting Terra.
These are cryptocurrencies.
They are all cryptocurrencies. And the next group starting Jove.
These words have links to planets.
I need to know something specific.
Italian.
They are.
They are
the
planet
planet's
names in Italian.
Well done.
Absolutely right. And the next group starting McGovern.
Okay, I'm going to go for writers,
Again, I need something specific.
Screenplay writer.
screenwriters.
I'll take screenwriters. They're actually crime screenwriters. Neil Cross is that third group.
Yeah.
And the last group starting Cease.
So these can be followed by fire.
They can. Ceasefire, counterfire, bonfire, backfire. So that is all the connections and the bonus is a maximum of 10 points. Very well done. Let's bring in their opponents now and see how they get on. Croots, you'll be pleased to hear you've been left the water wall. I know it's your favourite category. You've got 2.5 minutes to solve it. Starting now.
Okay.
Dartmouth and Harvard are nice colleges. Cornell, Brown, Yale, ODM, Columbia. All right.
Just trying some.
There's a lot of those. Helvetica's a font. Are there other fonts?
Yeah, Coolidge is an American president. First
Okay.
name Calvin.
Columbia and Harvard may both be fonts.
Okay. And
Dartmouth.
Britannia's a font, isn't it?
We've got some locks.
Yep.
Cylinder lock, combination lock, mortise lock. And Yale or Time.
Fabulous. So Yale's a college. Okay. And what's
Yeah.
Marianne?
Marianne Faithful. Helvetia is a name for
It's not
Switzerland.
Helvetica, it's Helvetia.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well,
Don't bother with fonts anymore.
All right. Are there any word ones? Corn.
I'm not
starts
seeing
with corn.
anything.
Brown.
You need to just start pressing random things.
Okay.
Don't include Britannia with the colleges.
Thanks. I was doing fonts.
Don't do fonts anymore. It's Helvetia, not Helvetica.
Yeah, but there could be others. It's Britannia. Not getting anything. There are no word ones.
Time's running out. That is it. Your time is up and the wall has frozen. But you did find one group. Please tell me about the connection between cylinder, combination, time and mortise.
Lock.
They are locks. And you can get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find. So let's resolve the wall. There we go. Harvard, Dartmouth, Yale, Brown.
Those are the US colleges.
They are the American universities or colleges, as they would call them. And the next group,
Do you know these?
Coolidge, Cornell, Crow, Knight.
We think they are all
famous Calvins? Don't know.
Calvins.
They are not. They have all performed Bond themes. Chris Cornell did the theme for Casino Royale, Rita Coolidge, Sheryl Crow and Gladys Knight. And the last group, Columbia, Helvetia, Marianne, Britannia.
Any clue? Okay, we're going to say fonts.
They are not fonts. You're shaking your head, Emma, because you're going, it's not Helvetica. No, they are national personifications. They are women that represent countries. Marianne of France, Britannia for the UK, Columbia is the American one, and Helvetia of Switzerland. But you found a group and you gave me 2 connections. That is a total of 3 points. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Croot family have 8 points. The Scrummagers have 14. Sadly, one of our lovely family teams is going to have to go home. I love a family team. I love it when parents and children come together to play the quiz, but it will be the last match for one team, and we'll find out which by playing the Missing Vowels round. Fingers on buzzers, teams. I can tell you that the first group of disguised clues are all subjects of essays by Francis Bacon. Croot family.
Truth.
Correct. Scrummagers.
Nobility.
Yes, it is. Croots.
Parents and children.
Lovely. Croots.
Gardens.
Yes, it is. Next category, a singer and a scientist with the same initials. Scrummagers.
Mariah Carey and Marie Curie.
The obvious pair. Croots.
Luciano Pavarotti and Louis Pasteur.
Very well done. Croots.
Roberta Flack and Rosalind Franklin.
Fabulous. Croots.
Carly Simon and Carl Sagan.
Yes, it is. Very well done. Next category, consolation prizes on Bullseye. Croots.
Darts.
Yep. Scrummagers.
Tankards.
Yes. Scrummagers.
Bendy Bully doll.
Yes. Croots.
Bus fare home.
Come on, the parents. Next category. But we will not have a next category because the bell has gone for the end of the quiz. And may I say, well done, all of you, on that round. And I was delighted to see the generation who remembers Bullseye coming in affectionately with those memories. It is a closely scored match. But I can tell you that the winners with 18 points and staying in the competition are the Scrummagers. Croots, you finish with 16 points, a brilliant round 4 to pull yourselves back into contention, but I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for playing. And thank you for watching Only Connect, the quiz that's tougher than Bronwyn in the canteen's roast beef. I'm being mean. Bronwyn cooks that beef to perfection and then leaves it in for another 4 hours. Good night.